G'day, today we're going to be having a look at Flotsam. This one is close to release. We can see at the top here we are at version 0.9. Take a look at this one. So I guess let's just jump straight in. There was a tutorial, and usually I do need the tutorial to follow what's going on. Which makes me wonder if I should just re-roll and should drop the main menu. Just give us a quick look at that tutorial. That's it then, Captain. Garbage floods washed away our village. Good thing we had our ship to make our escape. Let's not sink into despair. Let's ride this wave and stay afloat. We're going to survive. No, we're going to thrive. We should transform our boat into a floating community. Today we start rebuilding our civilization. But first, what should we christen our new town? Let's go Drawing Dead, as always. Perfect. The future is ours. Now that we've christened our town, let's go over some basics. First, try to move your view using WSD. Alternatively, you can do that. Now zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. Whoa. Now rotate your view by holding the mouse wheel. With all this moving around, it's easy to lose sight of our town among the endless waves. To find it again, press C to recenter. Time's on your hands as well. If you need a moment to think, you can pause, pressing space. Nice, you've picked up the controls quickly. Oh, just pausing in, just for fun now. If you ever need to revisit the basics or need additional information on something, you can always consult the tutorial pages. You can open up by pressing that. Open the tutorial pages. Oh, I wasn't reading. Where was the tutorial pages? That? I did good. Cool. Alright, let's get started by building our floating community. To do this, we're going to need some stable footing. I was going to say floating. Let's salvage some of the floating plastics over there. To salvage, open up the salvage panel and select swimming marker. Once selected, you can choose a patch of flotsam and place it there. So we're going, I guess, in the heavy plastics. You can increase the number of drifters that can be salvaged there, or expand its salvaging radius by selecting the buoy marker. We can say, can I move the marker? You can say go all of that, and let's do 2 people. Oh yeah, there's our person swimming through. Just collecting everything. And the other one's over there. The cannonball in. Salvage floater. I can just press increase and decrease radius when I'm placing it. Awesome. We can use the salvage floaters to extend and build our town. To start building, open the building menu and select our plastic walkway. That one. To build a walkway, place a starting point, and then move your cursor to the desired endpoint. So what, like there? Further extend our town, we need to repurpose the plastic waste into floaters. We can do this with a plastic workshop. Let's build one. Is that in here too? Plastic workshop. Okay, so acceptable on the walkway. Sort of throwing the plastic back in the water. And probably speed up the process of watching him build this. Lovely. Plastic workshop is ready. Select it to begin production. Okay, to make floaters, cue the amount desired using the plus and minus buttons. Continually produce floaters as resources become available. Use the repeat button. Alright, well how many do we want? 5? Oh, we only need to make 3. What is the whale coming by? It doesn't come up high enough to breathe, though. Let's speed him up a little bit. Now that we can make floaters, we're one step closer to creating our floating community. For the next step, we'll need more resources. Let's explore our surroundings and see what's out there. You can reach new destinations by moving your town across the map. Let's open it. Alright, welcome to the map. You can explore the world and move the town to another location. You can press and hold the left mouse button on the location to move towards it. Well, let's go over here. Move backwards, hold both. What? Moving requires electricity. When your electricity is low, drifters will use the town's heart crank to refill it. Let's head to that patch of floating wood over there. Oh, so I've got to go back to that one? Great. Now that we're here, you should close the map. We've arrived at our destination. When you return from the map, your view will match the location you were looking at. It makes it easier to look around and inspect locations. And that is one wet wad of wood. Let's salvage it and process it into refined resources. Okay, so we go into this guy and we say salvage all that. I think there's a town there. Guys have got a bit of a swim on their hands. No reason we can't say all 3 of them can go get this done. Try and do some nice cinematic sort of shot from behind the boat. Guys, come back. Interesting that the wood is considered salvaged as soon as the guy grabs it, not when they return. And look, it actually does say drawing dead on the boat. This wet wood needs a lot of work before you can build with it. Let's start by building a manual dryer and use it to dry it out. Okay, so manual dryer. We can put that here. And let's just speed up the build process. Okay. Produce 5 dryer wood. That is a real manual dryer. What the cranking this for the air to blow on this piece of wood and just blow all the water out of them. Slow going. I mean, this is the sort of task that does make me wonder if we want, like, just an infinite go, because who... when are we going to need wet wood? We've got some dry wood, let's use it to build a sawmill. Now, can I build, or do I need to extend my gangplank? Let's do that. Let's sort of roll it. So I need more flotation stuff. I'm gonna ask to build that. Okay. So we've done that. Now we need to produce 6 wooden planks. I like that it allows me to put them in that order, even if I don't have the ingredients in order to do it. Now this makes me wonder, do I need to then just go, alright, well let's just move real quick while you're all doing that. Then let's jump on in here. One person. See, this guy's redoing the electricity. This little shot of the boat there. Let's watch them do a cannonball. Oh. Did I push the mouse at the absolute wrong time to do that? One person on that side too. Got our guy drying wood. Okay, there's our chance. There we go. I wonder if there's anything in the water that's dangerous to these guys. Oh, we've made some wooden planks. Let's build ourselves a home. Alright, well let's rack up the amount of those we're getting built. Wait for these two guys to clear out. I do like that obviously we can have guys working, just move the boat while other people are doing resource collection. That like max out the amount of, does look like everything's sort of represented individually there. Okay, so let's go back to 1 speed, back here. Have a look at what we've got over this way. And they're going to ask us to do that at some point once we need to do it, I'd imagine. So, more this that we now need. But to do the planks, we also require... sorry, to do the walkway, we also require more of this. We don't have enough plastic to sort of continue, so let's just scooch back a little bit. And let's go suss out that part too. So I guess we've got anyone available to do it. There we go. Just use absolutely all of our plastics to that build. Speed things up again. How much more wood do we have? So this is our available storage space? Or is that... Well, maybe it's total. Like, so we're using 34 because I think it went down just because they're sort of taking parts and using them to make other parts. I mean, I feel like a little bit happier just sleeping on the boat. When did they find a mattress? They need a bit of a spit on the manual dryer. Alright, successfully knocked out the that patch. So let's drive on forward again. I don't know if it's just worth to just mark them up. So we'll go do that one and do that one. But they take priority to do that, so it means that any other task other than this guy just drying away to his heart's content, which I don't know why that's the priority job they're doing. It feels good to be properly settled in now. Drifters with a home are happier, and happier drifters work and move faster, which in turn makes them gain experience faster too. That's why keeping your drifters happy is essential for a thriving town. Select a drifter, check their morale regularly to stay on top of their needs. You know what would really make me happy? Finding more stuff. I mean, people, obviously. Let's open the map and see what's out there. Or if we successfully got any of this before we open the map. Look, there on the horizon. Might need to show me. An old church. It seems like a good vantage point to scout. Reach it from above. Let's head there. Okay. Hope my guys weren't still in the water when we suddenly took off. We're here. That church. Look at that old church, a relic of the old world, weathered, but still standing after the flood. Okay. At the tippy top of a mountain. So let's select it. Scout region. One person by themselves. Oh, there they go. Oh, we can see the entire region now. Alright. Heartbreaking seeing all these flooded houses make you wonder what's left behind. Let's check it out. Explore the landmarks and gather what we can. Let's use it. Turn this town into a warm and welcome home. Alright, let's start with this one. Let's what hotkey I press makes that happen? Okay, so let's go salvage that. It's the mouse. I rolled the mouse wheel back. I think I want to get a better view of everything, but apparently I guess when I'm at max view it kicks me to the menu. Moldy, decrepit junk from days gone by. Beautiful, we can still make use of it. Let's recycle it into scrap first, then turn it into something useful. Don't take all of it. And this one, take all of it. So we've got all of our points to loot. but we have fast hitting our storage capacity. Now, this we knock out ingredients, like we have fewer things when we have floaters than when we have waste. So hopefully that reduces some stuff. That just trades stuff for stuff. This reduces the bulk of stuff that we've got too. So as long as they just start going working because we're at absolute capacity, we should make some space again. Move to the supermarket leftovers. We find a supermarket? A lot of furniture we seem to have. So let's we've done it all. Stop taking the furniture. Is that the supermarket? I see there's fishing holes too. Get some fish. Ah, supermarket. Maybe there's food left. Alright, we'll do that one. Just need our guys to... Before we can make seaweed salad, we'll need to build a salad spinner. This canned food will keep us fed for a few days, but if we want to survive, we'll need to be able to make our own food. Oh, we already gathered some seaweed out of the ocean. Let's use it to whip up a quick and easy seaweed salad. Wait, so I need to build a salad spinner. I need wood. Okay. But we've already asked for calling export blocked. Right, so the problem is that we don't have enough space in order to make one. And I've also said get the food. And we're scavenging the food at the same time. So the space that we're creating is actually ending up filling that space. So we're going to do that to just sort of make more space available. But this guy to do this to make more space. So that we can afford to do a salad spinner, make more space. Definitely if we can build some storage rooms, it'll be handy over this, what we've stored in the front of the boat. Well, I'm glad that it didn't force me to make more seaweed salvages, it just let me sort of take what I already had. Cool, and again, it'll just smash out a whole bunch of inventory we've currently got. Just the same one? Or is it, I guess it's 5 for each one, right? Scavenged everything there. Does feel like we want some more plastics. We're down to 60 inventory total, so we really did a good job of just sort of like concentrating into where we need it. Everyone's saying they're happy. So he loves liquids, fishing. That hit the spot. It'd be nice to have something to wash it down with, but our freshwater supply seems to be running low. Let's refill it. Good news, we're surrounded by water. Bad news, it's all salty. To make it drinkable, we'll need to boil out the salt. Let's get some firewood and build a desalinator. And get firewood by recycling our wood chunk in a recycler. Chop up dry wood at a chopping block, or find some at Woods Landmarks. Okay. So we're allowed to have both of these. Well, I feel like we should try and build both. Let's start here and we'll go from... Oh, we want to go there, out this way. And then we'll go recycler and chopping block. Does seem like I can't see any value other than making floaters with ingredients. We'll keep just sort of using the majority of our stuff for that. So that makes plastic waste. This makes firewood. We'll obtain 3 firewood as requested. And that's the salinator where we need 3 of these. And we need a little bit more of these. So I'd say we want to find more wood. Let's go check out these dead trees. Good sleep. Oh, well, one of them swims about. Having drink of water. I'm definitely getting low on that water. As every time I do that, I run out of more of the floated stuff that I need. So we've got just enough plastics. Should be okay. Check, check. Let's make some fresh water. Okay. Just max it out. Say 3, I say 10. Wiring the different angles I can get on town here. That's 2. Great. As we make more task efficiency can drop without proper management, you can direct what gets done first by setting priorities for each task. These priorities are set in the drifted duties panel by opening it by pressing the person or using Y. Okay, cool. So that's where we know that, like, we want this person to prioritize that, this person to prioritize that. Got it. Try changing drifter's priorities. Sorry. How's that? They have an affinity towards certain tasks. They will be happier while doing them. Consider prioritizing these to keep your town happy. Keep saying town. There's three people. Vote. You can also manage building priorities. Drifters will work at higher priority buildings of the same type before lower priority ones. Try changing a workshop's priority. Keep in mind that drifters will always follow the drifter duty priorities first before following the building priorities. Seems like we've got the basics needed covered, but if we're going to build a town you can truly support a community, we'll need to expand our knowledge. With knowledge, we can figure out how to maintain sustainable food supply, improve our living conditions, generate electricity, and more. Knowledge is gained when drifters gain experience. Lucky for us, we've done quite a few tasks and gained money. Let's put it to use. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to call it there. I'm enjoying it. Sort of like a light version of, say, oxygen not included. I think the energy I got most from it. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. There.